Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Michelle Morton, and I am your presenter today. I'm your facilitator for the workshop. Welcome to Virtual Village, to our social media marketing virtual workshop series. During this series, we will have five workshops, and each workshop will cover a different social media outlet. Today, we will cover Twitter. The next sessions following will have Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google+. Engage with us. Throughout the workshop series, please use the hashtag virtual workshop to engage with us. Also, to send all of your questions. We will have a discussion and question session at the end of the workshop. So send all of your questions to the hashtag virtual workshop or send them directly to at a virtual village and we will answer them at the end. If you are at the virtual headquarters, please go ahead and send your questions directly to Nikki Fernandez, our business manager, or if you are on the Join Me webinar, do the same. Send those questions via IM to Nikki Fernandez, and she will hold those until the end of the workshop. What are we doing here? We are here to learn how to use our popular social channels to prospect, engage with, and convert new leads. We all have these social media sites that we are growing and we're growing a huge audience with. And we want to know, for the most of us, how does that help our business? How does 12,000 or 20,000 followers on Twitter or 1,000 likes on Facebook, what does that do for my business besides just start a conversation? Well, let's figure that out today. Social prospecting. I'm sure you've heard it, social prospecting, social media marketing. These are some pretty big buzzwords these days. Here's why. There are more than 1 billion monthly active users on Facebook. There are over 230 million active users on Twitter. It's your job. It's my job. It's someone's job in your company to make people aware of what your company can offer via these social media outlets. So what's the down and dirty definition of social prospecting? It is the art of scouring the web, identifying potential prospects, and engaging them. Now we're going to get into how to do all of these things. In order to be successful in this workshop, you need to download the workbook. It's highly recommended because we will be utilizing the workbook and the worksheets in the workbook to learn and also to journal our experience, and also you will have homework. So kudos to homework. What's the down and dirty of the social media prospecting workbook? It's beyond monitoring keywords. That's really what we're going to learn about. The social workbook is about engaging people that may or may not know what your business can do for them. The social media prospecting workbook teaches the fundamentals of how to listen to social media conversations in order to generate leads for your business. In order to download the book, just go ahead to this bit.ly URL and download it now, or you can download it after class and just add your notes to the worksheet. What do we need to get started? One, you will need a social profile for that network. Again, today we're talking Twitter, so if you don't have a Twitter account, it's okay for now. But in order to really be effective with social prospecting for Twitter, you will need a Twitter account. Number two, keyword phrases that people use to find you via search, you or your brand. And three, organic content related to those keyword phrases. And we'll get into a little bit of detail of what that means and some examples throughout the workshop. Step one, preparation. I know time and time again, between your grandmother, your grandfather, your mom, your dad, your favorite teacher in school, your basketball coach or football coach, it was all about practice, 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 and being prepared for the battle. In order to be prepared for our social media prospecting, we're going to have to do some keyword searches, right? So we want to find out, what are our top 3 keywords. So here's a sample of what the top 3 keywords are for Virtual Village Media. Samples, what keywords people are, what are the masses? What are your potential customers? What are they searching in order to find you? For us, people are looking for marketing agencies, digital media agencies, graphic design, virtual environment creator, virtual event planning, web developer, web designer, event marketing, trade show marketing. Some examples. Remember, this is Twitter. There's only 140 characters, so everyone's writing in short code. So the shorter keyword phrases work better for Twitter. Another example for a different industry that I like to use is the wedding industry. If you're a wedding planner, so if you're a wedding planner, what are some of the keywords that your potential customers are going to use in order to find you? They will use wedding planner, caterer, engagement party. You might even stretch it a little bit further, destination wedding, wedding dresses, because if someone's looking for a wedding dress, then hopefully they're a bride to be, or they're a maid of honor, or they're a mother of the bride. There are some people out there who have no fiance in sight looking for a wedding dress, but that's not really our potential customer at this time. So those are some of the keywords that you would use if you're a wedding planner. Another part of our preparation is we are going to find 3 pieces of content related to search results of keyword phrases. So some of the content pieces that we found, for example, here for Virtual Village Media are 102 great event marketing tools. People looking for event marketing tools are obviously into event marketing. 2, 9 event marketing lessons from Coachella's social media strategy. And 3, event marketing and ticket sales, paid social wins at the Seattle Interactive Conference. So these 3 samples are pieces of content that people would look for or would like to see if they are trying to learn how to better their event marketing. Other examples, back to our wedding planner. If I'm a wedding planner, and the pieces of content that would appeal to my target audience would be best dress best wedding dress trends for spring 2015, best destination wedding locations for the summer. Anything that would have to do with planning a wedding for an upcoming bride. 2, getting started. So now it's time to actually put in a little elbow grease and get started with our social media prospecting. So we're going to identify 5 Twitter users that could be potential leads for your business. And then we're going to follow them. So here's an example of some potential Twitter users that we found for Virtual Village Media. Again, still using who's our potential customer, still leaning a little bit on that event marketing, but then we expand and you can see how we did that. So first we started with Visit El Paso. We found them using the search word event marketing. They were looking for an event marketing manager. So if someone is looking for an event marketing manager, what that says is they either have a need or they currently are involved in event marketing for their brand. So here, Visit El Paso obviously partakes in event marketing. Maybe we can help them along. 2, Race for Life. They're seeking event marketing interns. Interns could mean one or two things. It could mean they just don't have a budget for event marketing, but the fact that they're looking means that there is still a need. 3, Just a Pixel, and 4, Try Maple. They're both startups. And what we all know about startups is they're still very early in their development phase, and they're looking to build an audience, build a brand, and build a customer base. And that's exactly what we do. And 5 is a little bit different in how we targeted them. AWE Inclusive Travel. They are a small DC-based firm, travel agency. And the reason we chose them is, 1, because we are local to the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area based out of National Harbor, Maryland. And they're a small business, which is a part of our demographic, part of the customer base that we look for, that we look to help. So another key tidbit here, mix and match searching your keyword phrases using a hashtag and without a hashtag. This will give you the most diverse results. 3, here's the fun part. Here's what we've been gathering, all of this information, all of these keywords, this content, these followers. This is what we've gathered that information for, to take action, engagement. Now it's time to actually start the conversation. So before I go down the list, I want to say just a little tidbit. For me, the worst thing people can do is have a social media site that they're just shooting out information, right? Shooting out links, shooting out about my brand. This is what we do. That's a one-way conversation. That blows up the whole definition of social. Social is about two-way communication at the very least. And if you can get a group of people all talk having the same conversation on social media, you're a winner. So again, number 3, this is the most important part. Take action. It's all about engagement, and now it's time for us to start the conversation. What are we going to do? 1, we're going to share the content that we identified earlier. So those articles that we found, we're going to share them in a few different places. We're going to share them on our timeline, and then we're going to share them specifically. So we're either going to at the followers, the users that we're interested in, or we're going to send it to them direct message, but somehow we're going to get them involved in this conversation. 2, we're going to retweet some of their relevant conversation. So again, let's talk about our bride. So our bride is now engaged, and she's tweeting about, planning the wedding, and she's tweeting about destination venues, and she's tweeting about wedding venues and the best caterers. And what we do is we take that information and we retweet it to our audience. One, it lets her know that we're not just talking to her, but we're also listening to her. 3, we're going to favorite their relevant tweets. You keep saying this relevant word, and it's bold because flattery will get you everywhere. But to just favorite all these random tweets from someone kind of says you're a stalker. Not really that you're there for genuine interest. So we're going to favorite their relevant tweets. Again, these same tweets that are about wedding planning. She says, my dog ate all natural food today, and you really could care less. Do not favorite that tweet. But then if the next tweet is the hottest shoes for destination weddings in Mexico, you're going to favorite that tweet. If it's really relevant to your audience, you might as well retweet it. And then you're going to respond to the relevant tweet. So if our bride sends out a message saying, who are the best wedding planners in the Washington, D.C. area, bingo. You're going to respond to her and say, hey, I have this great article on the top 10 wedding venues or the top 10 wedding planners in the Washington, D.C. area. Now, she's engaged with you. She knows you're listening to her, and the conversation is started. And number 5 is the most important. Continue the conversation. It's one thing to get someone all warmed up and develop a relationship. And as we know, social media is very distracting these days. So you can start a relationship with someone today, and if you don't cultivate that relationship, it will die off quicker than it ever started. So make sure you continue that conversation. You continue the relationship. She's going to be a potential bride anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, and hopefully not too much longer than that, but no judgment here. So you want to continue that conversation, and potentially she'll be a client. And if she doesn't become a client, she will probably be a maid of honor or bridesmaid at some point. She'll probably be a mother of a bride or a friend of a bride at some point. So developing that relationship is never a loss. It could always mean something better for the future. Our marketing prescription. So we'll have one of these during every workshop. So for this one, we're going to create a Twitter list of all the potential prospects you've identified to make checking in on them easy for you. Make sure to name your list something that's relevant to your industry. Do this from your own profile page. So what this means is that Twitter gives you the ability to create lists. And we're going to create a list on our Twitter page. We're going to make this list public, and we're going to add these potential users, these potential clients, these leads to that list. Now, again, the list is public, so we do not want to make the list entitled 2015 leads. Again, back to our wedding planner, we're going to say, most beautiful brides of 2015. And then that we'll do a couple of things. For one, the list is public, which means that I would say the girls, but the brides will receive a notification when they're added to this list. That's a little bit of flattery. And this will also make it easy for you to kind of keep track. You can follow this list to keep track of the tweets and the conversations that are happening with these people. Homework. We will definitely have homework, minimum of 20 minutes per week. That's shorter than your favorite sitcom, way shorter than your favorite hour-long show. I love Law and Order, and it's about a third of that time. So what I can do, if it's really important for me to build my brand, I can dedicate this 20 minutes per week. These are the steps. We've already completed these steps. Now we're just going to repeat them. One, repeat this exercise and add 4 more prospects to your list. So each week you're going to have 5 more prospects. So if there's 4 weeks between now and our next session, that means that you should have 20 new prospects by the time I see you again. 2, you're going to retweet relevant content to your industry from this list. 3, you're going to favorite tweets from potential prospects from this Twitter list. And 4, you're going to engage with potential prospects by posting or answering questions from your Twitter list to establish thought leadership. So it's the same thing that we did, and to engage and get that conversation started, we're going to continue the process. And each week we will add 5 new potential users. I know I've thrown a lot of information at you. So if there's any questions, if you're thinking, you really need some help with this, please reach out to myself. I have a dedicated team who will help unravel your marketing process, assess your website and digital marketing efforts, and provide a free roadmap for an ongoing strategy to push you in the right direction. Just let me know. You'll have my contact information if you need any help, just any direction on where to go from here. I'm at your mercy. So now's the fun part. Now we get to engage a little bit. And I would like to open the floor up for questions. So we're going to take about 5 questions just for the sake of time. Okay, first question. So question number 1 from Samantha is, what is a retweet? Well, sometimes I skip these little lessons that are really, truly important. So a retweet is when you take someone's tweet. So I tweet out, today's Monday, and you think that's a fabulous tweet, and you want to share it to your audience. You take that tweet and you retweet it, which pushes that and shares it to your audience. Perfect. Question number 2. Question number 2 is from Tom, and Tom wants to know, why 5? What's the magic number about 5? Well, and he's talking about users. Well, Tom, the magic number, there is no magic number, honestly. It's really about bandwidth, and here we're starting slow. So for someone who's just getting started, or even for seasoned vets, if you're managing more than one social media channel, 5 people per week per channel, it really adds up, especially for this workshop series. So if you have a team of people, or you alone want to, reach out to 20 different users this week, go for it. I mean, the more, definitely the better. Okay, Jane has a question. Jane's question is, okay, I have to figure out the best way to say this, but if you, what happens if you have an industry that's a little bit more difficult or a little bit more saturated when it comes to prospecting? Well, you're preaching to the choir there, Jane. Marketing, digital media, of course, this is what we do every day. We're all over social media. And the only way really to do it is to really customize those keywords, and you really need to choose a targeted demographic. So for me, digital media, digital marketing, marketing agency, if I look up those keywords, the competition is treacherous. Now, if I decide, okay, this week I want to look up car dealerships, small car dealerships that are looking for marketing. Well, now I can kind of customize the different brands that I'm looking for. If next week I decide I want to work with houses of worship, that are looking for marketing. Then I would look up houses of worship. I would look up pastors. I would look up charitable charities, or Susan G. Komen specifically. You can look up all these different. You can just customize and tailor your searches a little bit in a market that's saturated. Perfect. Okay, we have one more question from Pet, and Pet's question is, how does she really get started? She doesn't have a Facebook, she doesn't have a Twitter, and she's really looking to build a brand. And my answer to that is you just have to jump off the cliff. You really just need to dive in there, dive into the water, not jump off into some dry land. You're going to dive into an ocean or into a swimming pool full of, tropical warm water, and and just take the plunge. First thing you need to do is go to Facebook and sign up as a business or an organization and set up your Facebook page. I probably set up my Facebook page a year before I actually truly started using it. Same thing with my LinkedIn business page, and same thing with my Twitter page, because you want to, one, lock down the names, and two, baby steps. So right now that we're talking Twitter, I would recommend today, as soon as we finish, you set up a page for your brand for Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google Plus. And then you start working on building out the Twitter. And then next month when we get together, I believe it's LinkedIn, when we sit down and talk LinkedIn, you start building out your LinkedIn. And if you come to every workshop, by the time we're finished, you will have a very good starter package for your social media marketing. So it's pretty exciting. And of course, if all else fails, send me an email. My email is on this next slide. This is my contact information. My name is Michelle Morton. I'm the president and founder of Virtual Village Media. This is my passion project. I love what I do. I'm really blessed. And this is how you reach me, Michelle at virtualvillagemedia.com. And my office number is 301-850-1740, and that's extension 102. For general inquiries, you can reach us at our inbox, and someone from the team will get back to you. But I am very open, so if you need to reach me directly for any advice, if you're thinking about that you want some help with your own brand, then just let me know. So again, I thank you all for coming. I'm really excited about this series, and I look forward to seeing you all next month. This will be available online at our website, so we'll go ahead and shoot it out via all of our social media channels as soon as it's complete. Thank y'all. Have a great day.